All right, welcome back. This week we bought the sketchiest thing that we could find on Marketplace.
It's not this.
It's definitely not this. Here, come with us. This is what we're talking about. It supports our weight and it actually does drive. We picked this up from a guy in the middle of the woods. It is 3 horsepower of sheer sketchiness. I think it's made with what, like temporary shed?
Might be trampoline. Part of a kid's four-wheeler. Wheels off a Barbie Jeep. I think the floor is like a computer panel.
We actually put the boat seat in because that's what it was like before. So
I'm actually kind of terrified.
Yeah.
It is the absolute worst thing that I have ever, like, the steering is, you don't steer. This will be fine.
So what we're going to do is we're going to first take it for I don't know, I guess like a time trial test around the mini oval. Rock, paper, scissors first. I'll do it. I'll do it.
I don't like it.
All right, let's get her started.
Yep. I'll grab the electric start.
Yeah. We'll see.
I guess so. Oh, this thing is terrible. That's why. Ah, you gotta get that right into it. There we go. That's it. Oh, it's mint now.
That's perfect.
Oh yeah, use the front bumper as your footrest. That's the way to go. Oh, this is going to be the slowest collision you've ever seen.
We've come to the conclusion that the feet over the handlebars way is definitely the most proficient way to drive the death buggy. All right, you ready to go, sir?
I guess so.
All right, here we are. those are supposed to be on that angle.
Found my hat.
All right.
Yeah, still works fine.
All right. We got to replace the frame on this thing. I mean, obviously, it's just not suitable. What we're going to do is I have an idea of something that I'm going to use for just a quick, cheap and dirty frame that I think we can knock out in like a weekend tops for to get like some type of chassis built. I think I know where I can pick one up. So I'm going to go do that and then bring it back here and see what I can do with it. Now that I got the cart, I'm going to start chopping all the pieces off, flipping things around, seeing what fits where, what doesn't fit where. I kind of have an idea of how I want to sort the baskets and everything to make a frame. So I'm going to get started right now, just taking everything apart, all the moving parts and all the little flaps and everything, and just pulling all the plastic off of it. Start cutting it all apart, kind of seeing what I want to do with what pieces, how I want to orient some of the stuff. I'm going to start with just the bottom frame and kind of flip it over and cut all the chunks off it and then just work my way up. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do and I've kind of drawn it out on some paper. So I'm going to see if that actually can be done with this cart. So I'm going to get into cutting it all apart, putting it all back together, cutting it apart, putting it back together, and the whole cut it all down. The whole fabricating process, so just cutting stuff and yeah. We can piece together something out of this. This is yes. So my original plan was to use the front end, like the whole front end off of the sketchy cart to put on this. But those little tiny wheels that I had up front, like, just didn't look right. This looks way better with the bigger tires. So what I'm gonna do is, it sucks, but I'm gonna have to make new A-arms for the front. I have a set of shocks too from the tub project when they sent me the wrong shocks. I got those leftover shocks that I'll be putting on this. So that's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be full suspension, just a big swing arm mounted motor in the back, single A-arm in the front. This thing's looking cool. Like, it's kind of just going together. So we're just gonna keep on keeping on, I guess. And the only thing is, I think I need one more of these. It'd be nice to get like one more basket and one more of these lower arms. I think that would be, because I need something to make the rear swing arm out of. If I can get another shopping cart at least close to this one or identical to this one, I should be able to finish this pretty easily. Dang. The more I look at what we got to work with that other cart, there's really not a whole lot that we can save to use on this. I wanted to use the A-arms. They're too small. I was going to use the motor and gear it down a bit, but I think that's going to be too small once I start turning these big tires. I don't know if I kind of just like change the idea a bit, I think, of what we're going to have to do here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to build everything new. I guess we could still kind of make this, it's still kind of an upcycling project. No, know what I'm saying? All right, so I've seemed to hit a little bit of kind of like a writer's block, like a builder's block. I'm not really sold on all of this yet. My original plan was to take that other cart and kind of just take the frame apart, build a new frame, and just kind of swap all the components over. But the more I do on this, and the more I look at the stuff on the other cart, there's really not much on that other cart that's salvageable. Salvageable. There's not a lot on that cart that's salvageable, which means I'm going to have to fabricate it all for this. This wasn't supposed to be a long project. I didn't want to have to build everything from scratch. And if I did, I wouldn't have necessarily gone this route. Yeah. If I have to get into fabricating and stuff, I'd rather do something I want to build. Where'd exactly go with this thing? I think I got something figured out. What I'm thinking is taking this piece here and turning it on its side, and we'll end up with something like that. It's flat back, and then simply boom with the other piece like that. We'll put a floor in it. Put the basket back on. And you can kind of see what I'm getting at. Wheel. Wheel. Thinking about doing something like that. I mean, I think I just gotta get started by chopping this big friggin' mess here into something. Just start moving forward. You know what I mean? There it is. Ugh. I mean, it's even got a roof rack on it. Are we seeing what I'm doing? This is kind of what I have in mind. Like, this is what we've got so far. I like this way, way, way better than what we had. The other frame was just supposed to be put something together quick, take all the parts off of the old buggy, and just a one-to-one swap. The A-arms were too small, the motor's too small. It's just beat. Everything's kind of hacked together on that thing, and I had to redo so much stuff to get that to work that it made no sense to really commit to building that last buggy. I didn't want to do it just for the sake of doing it. So instead, I want to work on something that I've always wanted to work on, but kind of switch around a bit. So I always wanted to build the kids like a miniature side-by-side or like a gator. And I was just looking at this shopping cart, well, these shopping carts. I kind of saw the side profile of a side-by-side just with the frame rails. So I chopped everything down, started realigning things and organizing things. And I mean, this is just kind of, it's just kind of building itself. I'm gonna have to build A-arms for the front, whatever. Big rear swing arm in the back. I was gonna do that anyway on the other buggy. So I really think this is going to work out really, really good. This is looking cool. I guess we're going to save the rest of it for the next video because it's, yeah. Like and subscribe because next week we're continuing on this build. We're going to try to get the chassis completely built. Not quite to a roller, but at least get the frame and everything all done. So we got something kind of mocked up and all that's left to do is everything.
You know, you walk out the door, you see someone that you know, and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.